to Holistic Happy Hour. So first up, we welcome Kimberly, who will bring us some wise astrology.
Oh, hi, Susan. Thank you so much. Yes, so the astrology of right now. Um, Today we're going to be discussing the topic of grief. And the reason why grief was chosen is because right now is actually one of the best times. This week leading up until next week is actually the best time in 2020 for release. Okay, so next Thursday, early in the morning, we're having a full supermoon in Scorpio. That full supermoon is power packed with a lot of intense energy, and it's the buildup, right? It's the buildup of the energy, and then once that moon has reached its fullness, we get the release. So talking about grief today, and grief, when I look it up in the dictionary, it's it's about loss. It's about loss on a lot of different levels, and it's loss that disrupts us, right? So no matter who you are on the planet right now, there's been some sort of loss, and it can actually be, loss to family, loss to friends, loss to a career, loss to a job, loss to income, loss to a home, lost to a way of life, probably a lot of relationships lost too, right? Because think about everybody's separate or they're together too much. And so big time of transition. And the thing about grief is that when people are going through it, it can be really challenging to surrender it, right? And this full moon we're having is all about surrender. It's going to be about giving up as much as we possibly can and letting it go, really letting it go. So the issue with grief, though, is that when you're going through it, there can be a fear around letting it go, because the fear of letting it go is that you can set yourself up for more future loss. Whereas if you're just holding on to it, you're already in that state. With this full moon in Scorpio that we're having, if we can get ahead of it, which is my intention today, and this is why I'm talking about it today, is it puts us almost a week ahead of it. Well, almost a week. Type of energy. If we're able to release ahead of it, then we don't get caught up in that sort of, it feels almost like insanity to me. Like it's a storm. It's an energy storm. So if we're able to release ahead of that, we're not going to get sucked into that storm because we'll already be clear and grounded. Very important to get grounded during this time. But also, like I was saying, this is the most powerful time of the year that we have the power to let it go. We can try in our lives many times to let things go, and you try, but maybe it shows up again. This is the time when you can let it go and it won't show up again. And so by being able to access and get in touch with what it is we're grieving and realize that that's actually a big part of what we're experiencing right now is that connection to, that uncomfortable emotion that's connected to the change, because this is all about surrendering to the change. And in order to do that, we must let go of the negative emotions that are keeping us chained to the old way. All right, so thank you again. I'm Kimberly Marsh. You can go to my website. It's kimberlymarsh.com. And I will see you all.
We have Stacy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stacy Westbrook, and I am the owner of the Weed Shaman Collective website, weedshaman.com. And we just simply supply information to newbies and seniors about the benefits of cannabis for anybody who's interested. And since today's topic, we're talking about grief. I have a personal journey with cannabis, and there's a little bit of research coming out about cannabis and grief. Certainly nothing super published right now, but lots of anecdotal evidence. I lost my sister 10 years ago to breast cancer. And during that time, I was a very casual cannabis user, very similar to, like the weekend warrior type person. And I was sort of just using it as an escape. Over time, and as I became an educator about cannabis about 2 years ago, I started to develop a relationship with it. Unlike anything that I had ever done in terms of, you know, you have alcohol, it numbs you, it's all these other things, you're pushing it away. With cannabis, there is an invitation to get closer to the things that scare you, to the things that bring you down. And it shuts off that inner critic dialogue I have found over time, where you can see the problem not just from your perspective or even the perspective of the other person that might be part of the issue. You see it in a 360 way, in a community way. It's actually like a very beautiful moment when you actually hear yourself saying, I'm okay. All of these feelings are valid. It's a quiet moment. There's also a lot of humor that comes with cannabis. You know, those giggles are very therapeutic. So I find in terms of education and in this small piece of cannabis, most of us know, we talked about it last time, we have a cannabis plant, marijuana like is underneath that, and then hemp is underneath that. And underneath the marijuana, we have strains, and a lot of people are familiar with this. So the basics are, we have an indica and we have a sativa. And then in the cannabis community, there's also hybrids where we pull certain criteria from different strains and put them together. And that's sort of like the mad scientist behind what's going on. A sativa is more cerebral, and it's more about your head. And I feel that it really is a good indicator of helping with depression and sadness. It's uplifting, and it tends to give you a little bit of energy. And that is where the brain, who's always present with a monkey mind, yes, it's still there, but you gain a perspective when you have this particular type going through your system. Indica is more about like the grieving and the sadness piece of it. What's the word I'm looking for? Anxiety. Yeah. So an indica is great if the grief that you're feeling is manifesting as anxiety, because it calms everything down. Plus, you get all the benefits of the physical that's happening with your endocannabinoid system within your body. So that anti-inflammatory response is also there. So I want to actually throw out that if somebody wants to contact me and talk to me about this one-on-one, or even do sort of like a session, that is completely a possibility in my world. And I welcome questions from the community about how cannabis can be a conscious consumption and help you meet grief instead of just hide from it.
Thank you, Stacy. And next on deck, we have Carrie.
My name's Carrie Berkey, and I am the author of the Free Spirit Guidebook. We're going to do a breathing exercise from here today. So when I heard the topic was about grief, I was thinking about how a lot of times that it takes over your mind, and it can be kind of all you're thinking about, all you're experiencing. So I'm going to have us do a breathing exercise called alternate nostril breathing. And in my book, one of the quotes that I connected with it is from yoga teacher BKS Iyengar. And it says, breath is king of the mind. And so a lot of times when you're grieving, your mind feels taken over. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of experience a breath that kind of can bring you into the present moment. We use our hand. We're going to be doing switching nostrils, so it gives you something to focus on. And hopefully it'll give you just a moment of peace, and that can help you, I don't know, kind of connect with yourself, maybe give yourself permission to be feeling the feelings you are feeling. So a little mantra that I want you to say before we start is, I use my breath to create inner peace. And so if you just want to say that to yourself, knowing that that's the intention for what we're going to do right now. And then this breath is known for clearing and purifying your nerves, and it's really balancing, and just when you're feeling stressed or anxious, it's really nice. So what you're going to do, this might look opposite depending, but it's going to be your right hand, and you're going to take your first and middle finger and you're going to fold it in, so you have your thumb and your pinky and ring finger. You're just going to do your best here. I'm going to get a timer, hold on. So we're going to do this breath for 3 minutes. If that starts to seem too long, feel free to pause and join back in. But I'm doing that time for you to get the maximum benefits here. So there'll be a timer that goes off. So I'm going to start it now. Okay, so you have your hand like this. So I just want you to take a nice deep inhale, exhale. You're going to close your left nostril. It ends up just being your ring finger or maybe both. And exhale out of your right. Close your right. Open your left. Inhale. I want you to close the left, open the right, exhale. And then inhale. Close the right, open the left, exhale. Inhale. Close the left, open the right, exhale. What you're going to be doing is switching when you're holding the inhale. So inhale on the right. Every time you inhale, you close, you open the opposite side and exhale. You inhale on that side. At the end of your inhale, you close, open the opposite side, exhale. Your eyes can be closed. Try to go at your own pace instead of the pace that I was setting with my voice. The reminder is just you switch your fingers at the top of the inhale and exhale out the opposite nostril. So try to find a rhythm. Again, you inhale, close the nostril, or you open the opposite side, exhale. Inhale, close, open the opposite side, exhale. If you feel like you mess it up, don't worry. Take a deep inhale on one side, close it, and exhale out the opposite side. As you're breathing, check to see if your jaw is clenched or if your shoulders are kind of hunched up. See if you can relax the jaw, relax your shoulders. And at the top of the inhale, you switch nostrils, exhale out the opposite one. 30 seconds left. So next time you exhale out of your right nostril, let that hand come down. Keep your eyes closed. Let both hands just relax in your lap. I want you to take a really deep inhale through both nostrils. Exhale out both nostrils. Do that a couple times. And just let your breath relax. Notice how you feel. Again, check in with the jaw and your shoulders. See if you can relax them. Notice if you just feel even the tiniest bit more relaxed, more at peace. So when you're feeling kind of just overwhelmed by repeating thoughts or one thought, this is just a real nice way to kind of shift your focus using your breath, using your hands. It helps deepen your breath and just bring you into the present moment. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. It's amazing how powerful breath work is. And now next we have our EFT guru, Amanda.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda Marie Johnson with Thought Therapy Coaching. And what we're going to do today is tapping. So EFT is a process that helps to stop the fight, flight, or freeze response that's happening due to stress. And it just helps you process your emotions and move them through your body so that you can shift out of negative feeling and into a positive feeling, positive thought stream. So today we're focusing on grief. And a lot of times, I work a lot with grief actually, and a lot of times What goes hand in hand with grief is fear, because people are grieving and then the fears come up about what is my life going to look like now. And so we will tap into a little bit of that. What I want you to do first is just put your hands on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and sink into what it is in your life right now during this time that you are missing, that you are feeling nostalgic about, or that you are feeling like you don't know what your life is going to look like going forward. So whatever it is that's yours, that stops you in your tracks, that creates the thought patterns that create negative feeling emotions, that feel like loss, fear, grief, grieving over, it could be a loss of people that you're not able to see right now. It could be loss of feeling like you want to go home. You're missing your family. You're missing your friends. You're missing the way things were. Maybe it's the loss of physical exercise, something like that you were used to doing that now you're not able to do, and it's making you create something new, and maybe you're feeling stuck and grieving the old way of life that you had. Maybe it's income and a loss of income, a loss of security, stability, whatever it is that this looks like for you, loss of freedom right now. Just want you to tap into that and pull that up for yourself. And then we're going to begin tapping on the karate chop point like we normally start. We're going to start right here with 3 setup statements. So everybody tap with me on this fleshy part of your hands, still connecting into that place within you that's feeling a loss. And just connect with that and say after me in your own words about your own circumstance. Even though I feel this loss, just tune into whatever that loss is for you. I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I'm really missing, and you fill in the blank, what are you missing? I'm really missing. And for me, I'm missing my people and the loss of freedom and being able to see my family and my friends. And you just connect with yours. What's yours? What are you missing? Hold on to that thought. You've got your thing. I release and let go. Just say that statement. I allow myself to release and let go. And one more time for the setup statement. Even though this is a really hard time right now, even though it feels like things are really changing, even though I'm having a hard time with that, even though it feels like a big loss in my heart, I choose to love and accept myself right here in this moment as I am. And we're going to start tapping this loss, this feeling of missing something, feeling of grieving, anything that comes to your mind that pops up, please honor, starting at the eyebrow point, right where your eyebrow starts on your face. 2 hands, 1 hand, either hand, doesn't matter. Tap into, feel into what it is that you are missing right now. And say it out loud. I'm really missing the ability to travel. I'm worried that I won't see my mom. And what is yours? Say it out loud. I'm missing a feeling of stability. Maybe it's I'm missing, and you just say it out loud, moving to the side of your eye, right where the bone is, still tapping into that feeling, this grief, and just bring up that word, grief. What feels like grief to you? Whatever that is, allow yourself to feel it. Notice where you feel it in your body. You can put your hand on that part of your body as you tap, just letting your body know it's okay to release. Moving underneath the eye, right here on this little bone, feeling into that loss. Maybe it's a loss of money. Maybe this whole time has just been a shock to your system. Tapping on this point, taking a deep breath here. Letting it go. Moving underneath your nose. All of this change that's happening, just tap into that feeling. All of this change. I'm missing the old way that I could do life. I'm missing the way things were. And tap into that, whatever that means for you. Whatever it is that you're missing. What are you feeling worried about because of this lack? Underneath the mouth. What stories in your mind are your thoughts making up that your body is going through as though it's true? I'm not safe. I'm not going to be okay. Feeling into that and moving to the collarbone point. I like to use 2 hands here. It just feels good for me, but you can certainly use 1. Deep breath here. Connect to that deep, deep breath if you can. And just allow your body to move the energy through. Just imagine it moving through like a river, moving the debris from the storm, allowing it to clear. This is what's going to be happening. What Kimberly was talking about, releasing, letting it go. So whatever it is that's coming up for you, whatever you are needing to surrender to right now. And that can definitely feel like grief. It's people, it's the places you used to go to, it's the money that may not be coming in, the opportunities that may have a halt on them just right now, the uncertainty of the world, not knowing how things are going to work out, just tapping into that, your freedom, missing your people, maybe it's just missing home, whatever that feeling of home is for you. And you, of course, will pull up from your mind whatever it is that you are missing. Moving now underneath your armpit, a few inches down, just tapping with all your fingers here. I release and let go of the fear. And just giving yourself permission to let that go. I let go of the fear. Top of the head. I let go of the stories that my mind is making up. Feeling that just move through your body. One more round, eyebrow point, tapping on your eyebrows, one, both, or the other. I allow my body to process how I feel. I acknowledge these tough feelings that I've been going through. The side of the eye. There are things I really want to hold on to. Really want to hold on to the feeling that I am safe. I really want to hold on to, and you make up that story. I really want to hold on to. What does that bring up for you? Say it out loud. Allow it to sink into your body. And underneath the eye, moving to this point, I release and let go. I let go of all fear. I let go of all anxiety. I trust that so many beautiful things are happening for me right now. Underneath the nose, letting go of everything that no longer serves my highest purpose right now. Underneath the mouth, all of this overwhelmment that I've been feeling. All of this grief. All of the stories I'm living through because my mind's making them up. And then I'm feeling them in my body as though all of it is true. letting that go. Collarbone point. Just breathe here. Any last things? What have you been holding on to that your soul is saying it's okay to let go of? It's okay to be okay without this. What is that this for you? It's okay for me to let go. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to feel it all, to acknowledge all of my emotions when they come up. And I give myself permission to grow like a beautiful wildflower right straight through this crazy time. Under the arm, I release and let everything go. All the things that I no longer need. All the pain, all the hurt, all the stories, all the fears, all the guilt, all of this stuff that we hold on to. Top of the head, breathing in beautiful white light through the top of your head. Imagine it coming into your mind and just lighting up, lighting up, lighting up, rearranging, rearranging, rearranging. Just keep tapping on the top of your head and just imagine that all of this white light is just rearranging, resettling, recalibrating inside of our minds, allowing brand new thoughts, streams of thoughts, higher frequencies to come in, and we're going to recognize them when they do. And stopping now, putting your hands down, palms up, wherever comfortable. Taking a deep breath. That was a very general tapping, but I hope that you were able to tap into what was yours and know that at the perfect time, it's all going to get released and you're going to bring in so much magic. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over and we'll go on with our next beautiful person.
Thank you, Amanda. It feels incredible to have my energy just flowing through my meridians. It feels great. Thank you.
Yay.
And our next consciousness expert, we have Deep.
This is Deep from San Diego. Can everyone hear me? Okay. So like in our first class, we had talked about like in the absence of the self, like what are you left behind? And when we talk about grief and hatred, fear, those are the things that are left behind when you close your eyes and you find yourself in the moment. So like everything else, whenever I see things, I see through the eyes of the chakras. And the grief and hatred, that's connected to the heart chakra, which also deals with love and compassion. So we'll start with what the condition of life is, right? So when we are born and we have this physical body, everyone goes through a certain level of transformation, transformation from the physical body, birth, growth, death, then the emotional transformation from love and compassion to grief and hatred, fears, anything and everything that the chakra talks about, one goes through those various stages. And this is not just having the condition of the body, but it's also a lesson that one learns through the different experiences. So there's always, as we live life, we grow and experience the different changes and challenges, and that also comes with it. A short story in this regard, when we talk about Buddha, he's the all-knowing one, the one filled with wisdom. But if you, sorry, a little bit of, I forgot to bring my water. But if you listen, if you have heard the story of Buddha, then it began with Siddhartha Gautam, a prince in the border of India and Nepal about 2,500 years ago. He was when he was born, there was a forecast that was done that he would either become a great king or you'd be a great person. And his father wanted him to be a great king. So he was shielded off from any kind of physical suffering, any kind of emotional suffering, even so much that like if you notice yourself too, and if there's the gloomy weather outside, the state of mind becomes different as well as compared to when it's a sunny day. So there are different palaces that Siddhartha Gautam would be transferred to, so that he wouldn't even feel the elements. So after the age of 30, 33, when he was married, he had a son. That was his first time when he was able to leave the palace on his own. And when he left, the foresight that he saw changed his life. And then he began to seek the truth. A sick person, an old person, a dead man, and a yogi. So having this, seeing these different sights, he left everything, his palaces, and went out in search of the truth. And when he searched the truth, he had to go through these different transformations of the physical body, the emotional state, the mental state. And when he came out of it after 7 years, learning the different realities and hardship, he became Buddha. I think they said like in order to be Buddha, he took like 500 and something births before he actually became the Buddha. So it's until unless one doesn't go through the transformation, one doesn't learn, there's no growth. If you're in a steady state of mind and always things being the same, then where is our opportunity to grow things? So that's a saying, your biggest challenges are your greatest teachers. So only when you go through those transformations, you do learn. Like you can imagine from a gold that's mined from the mines on the ground, when it goes through transformation, the heat and the pressure that it's put under, the end result becomes like a beautiful jewelry that people enjoy and love to have. So that's similar with the body and the mind as well. We have to go through the transformation. So how do we do this? It's like we have to switch our mentality from being the victim and the challenge, and we have to replace it with wisdom and solution. So we can empower ourselves and empower others with what we have learned as well. A person who hasn't experienced much cannot tell other people what to do, how to do it, because they won't have the tools. When one experiences different things, be it through meditation, be it through life lessons, then you can definitely share that and bringing that to others, and you can just be empowered to guide other people. That's why it's, another thing is like we have to be able to understand the grief or understand the situation that we are going through under, and also having compassion on the self, because it's like many times we get stuck in this mentality that all these different things are happening to me, and like nobody else has gone through it. But if you look at the bigger picture, your situation might be different from mine, but everyone is still going through the lessons that going through the situations and challenges in their own different ways. And that's why, like, when be it Jesus, be it Buddha, be it Krishna, whoever came before us, the teachings that was there 2,500 years ago, 5,000 years ago, still implies now. Even with all the advances we have had, it still is valid. And that's why the importance of meditation and going within to find out. I think we'll just do a short meditation. Is that good? So that way we can just release something that's in the heart chakra as well. So please begin to close your eyes for a quick second. Begin to focus on your breath. Take in long, deep breath. Now begin to focus on your heart chakra. The heart chakra deals with love and compassion and is blocked by grief and hatred. As you begin to breathe in, visualize a green lotus blooming within the heart chakra. As you breathe out, exhale, let go of any grief, let go of any hatred. As you breathe in, bring in the love and compassion your family, the community, the world, the cosmos has to provide. And when you breathe out, allow your pure intentions, your compassion to share and give it to everyone that's around you. As you breathe in, just visualize this lotus fully blooming. Allow your heart, your mind to be as light as the air that's represented by the heart chakra. And as you breathe out, just keep sending love, keep sending compassion. And now you could slowly open your eyes. Continue your slow breath. Just continue to share. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Deep. I felt my divinity just sparking within me. Thank you. And last, I am Susan Coffey. I'm an energy healer, and I work a lot with transforming ancestral and other lifetime traumas that we have come in with. So at this time, we're going to go within to see if we are storing any grief, be it from an ancestor, another lifetime, or a trauma of our own. And we're going to go to the heart chakra again. Grief is associated with lungs, a whole story in the lungs. So we can work with the lungs also at the heart chakra. So if you would bring your heart and rest your hand over your heart and rest it there. Taking a deep breath as you bring your awareness to your heart chakra. And feel its expansiveness as it encompasses your heart, your lungs, and the whole chest cavity. And imagine you are standing in the center of your heart chakra. And then we call forth your higher self. Your higher self is going to guide you, take you down a path deep into your heart space. So imagine a path opening before you and see or feel yourself walking down this path deep into a space in your heart. And you'll be taken to a body of water. And when you get to this body of water, kneel beside it so you can gaze into it. And in your hand, you have a wand of light. So wave this wand over the water so you can still it if it needs to be stilled. And with a directive, we call forth any grief, any hidden grief that is deep within this water to now gently come up to the surface. Any grief that has been shoved aside, stuffed down, we invite it to come up to the surface of the water. And as it comes up, notice what is there, what do you feel, what do you see? A person's face may pop up, maybe some dead wood floating or bones, whatever is symbolizing the grief that is stored there. Just allow these feelings to come up to the surface of the water. And with this awareness, you can choose to decide to transform the vibration of grief to one of celebration of life. Or you can decide to move to the next stage of grieving if there is something that still needs processing. Or you can decide to start the grieving process on feeling the loss, the wounding of a loss that is now coming to your awareness. Whatever it is, you have the power to move and transform it. And with this decision and this intention, now look into the water and see deep down in the water a light that is starting to float up. It's getting brighter and bigger as it makes its way to the top. This light that comes from deep within your heart, this light of your divinity, this light of nurturing and compassion and Divine Mother. It starts to move and ripple the water. And as it starts to break the surface of the water, it encompasses any and all of that grieving energy, the sorrow, the loss. And as it encompasses it, it lifts it in vibration to transform it. And this light also transforms into a huge, beautiful white flower. And this flower is now floating on the top of the water. And this flower is just beaming out warm, comforting energy, assuring you that all is right in your world. All is working out for your highest and best, and the highest and best for all others. Feel this light, this warmth, this love, renewing your celebration of life. This light has a voltage in it to recharge you, recharge your energy, so you can celebrate your world right now. All the blessings you have and the blessing that you are. And as you receive this energy, you now feel or see yourself standing up and feeling light, so light that you could walk across the water to the flower, which you can do so. You can come back and do that. But for now, turn and walk back down the path from which you came. Come back, bring your awareness to the center of your heart and feel your light is expanding through your divine line, through your body. As it goes to the chakras, it flows down through your legs to your feet, to where you connect with Mother Earth. And let a knowing, a dawning of a feeling rise up that the ancestors that have walked before you in your line, your ancestors that have walked through grief, sorrow, and loss and made it through to the other side, that they send you blessings of strength and support, that as you walk through your trials, through your grief, that you can feel you have a strong foundation. For when the winds of change shift your world, you can feel centered and supported. So take a deep breath as you feel strong in your body and light in your spirit. And open your eyes. And just know that your body, your energetic system, your emotional system will be integrating all the different movement we have created here with all the different modalities, with the love and the power within us, and how that will vibrate out and be a blessing for the world. So thank you so much for joining us today at our Holistic Happy Hour. Namaste.
That was so awesome. You guys can all unmute if you want to. That was so awesome. Oh my God. What a great spectrum we just had. I just feel, so lucky to be able to connect with you all like this weekly, especially right now with light workers working with these energies, helping each other to transform and propel ourselves to the next level of helping people. I think it's just really awesome. Thank you guys all so much for showing up and sharing your lovely